Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Today we're jumping right into Chapter 6, which is all about what might just be the craziest, most demanding decade of your life, your 30s. And specifically, we're digging into the unique digital grind that comes right along with it. So let me just start by asking you something. Do you ever have that feeling of being always on, but at the same time never really fully present? Like you're connected to absolutely everything, but truly focused on nothing? Yeah, if that sounds a little too familiar, then you are definitely in the right place. So, what is it about the 30s? Why does it feel like such a pressure cooker? Well, it's because for so many of us, this decade is the ultimate juggling act. I mean, think about it. Your career is likely hitting its stride, you're building serious partnerships, and many of you are right in the thick of parenting. It's like all of life's biggest demands decided to show up to the party at the exact same time. And how do we manage all this beautiful chaos? We've all got that one indispensable tool, right? The smartphone. And let's be honest, for anyone in their 30s, this thing is not a toy, it's not a luxury, it's mission control. It's the central command center for literally everything. Coordinating childcare, meeting a work deadline, scheduling appointments, it's absolutely essential. But, and this is a big but, that essential nature comes with a pretty steep price. And that price is what the source material calls the blurred boundary crisis. This is basically where that central command center of ours starts smashing down the walls between all the different parts of our lives. Work, home, friends, it all just bleeds together into one big digital soup. Let's take a look at what a day in this life actually looks like. Now, I'm willing to bet this looks painfully familiar to a lot of you. It starts the moment we wake up, checking work emails before our feet even hit the floor while trying to sort out family logistics. Then the workday itself is just this constant ping-pong match between professional tasks and personal messages about who's picking up the kids. And the day doesn't end at 5 o'clock. Oh no, the second shift kicks in, where we're finishing work projects after the kids are in bed, maybe sneaking in a few emails during family time. It all ends with that one final email check before bed, with the phone right there on the nightstand, just in case. The traditional 9 to 5 is basically a memory. And what all this does to our brains is it puts us in this state called continuous partial attention. Now, the key thing to understand here is that this is not multitasking. Our brains aren't actually built for that. Instead, it's a state of never giving your full, undivided attention to anything, because a part of your mind is always on standby, just scanning the horizon for the next notification, the next demand. As you can imagine, living in a state of continuous partial attention day after day takes a serious toll on our mental health. This constant pressure has these hidden consequences that we're really only now beginning to fully understand. So consider this number, 60 to 80, and often even more. That's how many notifications the average person in this age group can get every single day. And each one of those pings, each one of those buzzes, it triggers a tiny little stress response in your brain, a little spike of cortisol. One or two, whatever, it's no big deal. But when it's happening dozens and dozens of times a day, it all adds up into this state of chronic, low-level anxiety. And this next point is just a fantastic illustration of how deep that stress goes. Have you ever felt your phone vibrate in your pocket? You pull it out to check and there's nothing there? That's a real neurological phenomenon. It's called phantom vibration syndrome. It's a physical sign that your nervous system is so conditioned, so wired to expect an interruption that it starts inventing them. It's basically your body telling you it's completely overstressed. This state of hypervigilance follows us right into our sleep. A staggering 60% of adults keep their phones in the bedroom with them overnight. This directly disrupts our sleep. And it's not just because of the blue light. It's the anxiety of knowing a work email or a late-night message could pop up at any time. And poor sleep, well, that's one of the biggest contributors to both depression and anxiety. It's a really vicious cycle. Now, what's really fascinating is that this pressure doesn't hit everyone in exactly the same way. The source material points to some really clear gender-specific stressors. For many women, the smartphone becomes the primary tool for managing a huge amount of emotional labor. Coordinating the family schedules, maintaining all the social ties, basically managing everyone's relationships. It can feel like a second unpaid job. And that's coupled with the social media pressure to live up to that impossible having it all narrative. For a lot of men, the stress is often more directly tied to the breakdown of work boundaries, that constant pressure to be available professionally 24/7. And at the same time, the phone can become a substitute for deeper face-to-face friendships, which can lead to a real sense of isolation. So far, we've really been focused on the impact on us, on adults. But maybe the most profound, the most important consequence of this 30s digital grind isn't on us at all. It's on the next generation.
Our habits are creating a massive ripple effect, an echo that's going to be heard far into the future. And this brings us to a really critical concept, technoference. Now, it is crucial to understand this is not about giving a child a screen. This is about our own phone use interrupting moments with our kids. It's that quick email check during playtime or scrolling a feed while they're trying to tell you a story. Each and every one of those tiny interruptions chips away at the quality of our emotional connection with them.
So how does this actually play out? Well, first, our kids are watching. They see us constantly on our devices and they learn that this is just what normal adult life looks like. Second, as we just talked about, technoference gets right in the way of emotional attunement, that essential in-the-moment connection. Third, we miss things. We miss the small bids for our attention, the subtle cues, the little opportunities to engage with their curiosity. And finally, kids learn pretty fast that they have to compete with that phone for our attention. And what does that lead to? Often, they start acting out. It's their way of fighting to win our focus back. And that brings us to the final and maybe most powerful takeaway from this entire chapter. When parents' habits become children's future. It's a pretty sobering thought, isn't it? The way we manage our digital lives today doesn't just define our own stress levels. It is setting the foundation for our children's relationship with technology for years to come. Our digital grind becomes their digital blueprint. So the question this leaves us with is, what kind of blueprint are we creating?